Greetings to everyone. My name is Jay Chinaranga. Currently, I am pursuing my graduation in BTech first year of ECE department in the part of CAA2 video representation. The topic which I was assigned to give on the seminar is importance of transportation in India and economic opportunities. So let's get on to the topic. Introduction to transportation in India. Transportation is a critical component of India's economic infrastructure. It connects various regions, facilitating trade and commerce across the nation. So we can see in the day-to-day life, we can see that where many of the goods from the India and to the other countries are being transferred, which is called as a transportation, and a robust transportation system underpins the growth of industries and urbanization. So the main use of this transportation of the goods is to grow is the main reason is for the growth of the industries and the urbanization and modes of transportation. We can see that there are many types of transportation, such as by the roadways, by the railways, and by the airways, by the waterways. So let us study about them. India boasts diverse transportation modes, including road, rail, air, and waterways, and each mode serves different purposes, enhancing the overall mobility of goods and people. So as I said before, many of the goods are being transferred by using many modes of transportation, such as by the roads. While we are when we are transporting from the one goods from the other goods from small distances, such as from Bangalore to Hindupur, or via road, which is very convenient, we can use by the roadways, and the railways, which is going to be somewhat far away distances, we will be using the railway transportation, and by the airways, which will be very a large amount of distances, such as between distance between the countries or the nations. And the waterways is a very crucial one, which is also somewhat dangerous. It will be transferred for only at the borders of some of the countries, and each mode serves different purposes, enhancing the overall mobility of the goods and people. And here we can see that where there are the somewhat the flow charts of the modes of transportation. Here we can see that water had inland and overseas. Inland and overseas means which has somewhat the ports and somewhat having the port areas, which will be transferred via containers. And via surface, we can say that via surface means on the land, that is road or rail or pipeline, etc. Via pipeline, it is known as water or any oils or any lubricants, which will be very useful, I mean very important. Economic impact of transportation. So in this slide, we are going to know about what is the impact of the transportation. Efficient transportation reduces cost and time for businesses, increasing competitiveness. So for suppose if I have to if I have to transfer the goods from one place to another place, the distance between the two places will be taking the impact of the transportation, such as via railway or via roadways or via airplane. For suppose if I have to transfer the goods from one place to another place, such as from distance between the nations, if I use the roadway transportation, I will be costing so much of amount, and it will be also not valuable for us. And via railway, it is also a very convenient way, but it is somewhat a clumsy way, which in which there more time will be taken. And if I take by the waterways, it will be taking somewhat dangerous or somewhat unhealthy, I mean very critical ways. But via airway, it takes somewhat money, but it will be the goods will be transferred very fast. So therefore, the impact of the transportation of certain for certain things will be depend upon the distances between the two places and the mode of transportation. It facilitates access to markets, enabling business to expand their reach, and improved transport infrastructure contributes to overall economic growth and development. role in trade and commerce. So in this slide we are going to know about the role of trade and commerce. So as we are know that trading and commerce will be seeing in our day-to-day life that sensex of that company has been fallen, such as known as a trading. Transportation is essential for both domestic and international trade in India. It allows for the timely delivery of goods and enhancing customer satisfaction and loyalty. As I said before, the distance between the two places will be evaluated of the mode of the transportation in which the timing of the sending the goods will be matters here, and port development and logistics hubs have the become focal points for the trade expansion. This line says that the transporting place will be depend upon the area of the thing, I mean area of the transportation land, which will be very useful or which will be very easy to transfer the goods. Job creation and economic opportunities. So how the transportation in India will be creating the jobs and or giving opportunities to the youth as the economic opportunities. So let us know about them. The transportation sector is a significant source of employment in India. Jobs range from drivers and logistic personnel to engineers and planners. Growth in transportation leads to ancillary industries and further boosting job creation. In transportation sector, many of the youth, not only youth and also somewhat the aged persons are also getting the jobs in this transportation sector, such as drivers who will be driving the loads, and another people who will be loading and unloading the goods in the mode of the transportation. This will be somewhat creating the jobs and also having the fine amount of salary. Rural development and connectivity. So how the transportation is going to develop and uh, connect us. So transportation infrastructure is vital for rural connectivity and development. Improved access to markets helps farmers and artisans sell their products effectively. Better transportation enhances education and healthcare opportunities in rural areas. These lines also says in the previous slides such that the distance between the areas and the mode of transportation will be mainly mattered. When the need is very important, then the transportation should be very fast, and in this case money is not important at all. Urbanization and transportation challenges. Rapid urbanization has led to increased demand for efficient transportation system. As our modern civilization is going to be developed too fast, that mode of transportation or the transportation speed will be also efficient for the transport systems in order to supply the goods for as in we need. Traffic congestion and pollution are significant challenges in urban centers. Actually, not only in transportation, in the many types of aspects we are seeing that pollution is a significant main problem which we are facing in nowadays. So in these transportation of goods will be also have been taken as a challenge, such as pollution, in which the higher the mode of transportation, the higher the pollution may be, and sustainable transportation solutions are needed to address these urban challenges. Government initiatives and investments. The government has launched several initiatives to enhance transportation, such as we have to maintain our vehicle in a good condition, in such that it will be polluting less our environment. So, of course, polluting the environment is not good, and it now by not polluting the environment we have to transfer the goods is that is highly impossible. So the government has been launched the several initiatives to enhance the transportation, and programs like Bharatamala and Sagarmala aim to improve road and port infrastructure. To transfer the goods via land, we have to be somewhat roads such as which will be in plain way or a tar roads, as we are seeing in our day-to-day life, which will be the higher the roads are in a higher mechanism, I mean which has a high amount of developments, will be going on very effective transportation. Investments in smart transportation technologies are being promoted to modernize the sector. Future prospects. The future of the transportation in India holds immense potential for the economical growth. Emphasis on